Hey friends, don't forget about the course I just launched, Real Makeup for Real Women. It's geared towards women just like you to help you ace your face and walk into the next season of life with confidence and grace. You can find the link in the description, and right now it's on sale half off, but I'm even giving you a discount code, REAL10, so that you can get $10 off the sale price. Go ahead and click the link and I'll see you on the flip side.
All right, my friends, here we go with that video. Now, Yulisa is, of course, holding up my eyebrow a little bit because that helps her see the entire eyelid, and she can really get in there without, a hooded eyelid being in the way. She's applying some concealer right now. Really light, though, not real heavy on mature skin, you guys, so be careful with that. So this concealer is a very lightweight liquid concealer, not a cream. So you want to make sure that you pay close attention to the types of products that you choose. I've already got foundation on, so she did a lightweight layer of that, but now she's going in beautifully with that concealer. So she's investigating, she's teaching a few students right now. She's definitely taking her time. Wants to make sure this is a great kind of palette, if you will, to put that eyeshadow onto. She's explaining right now to the student how this is going to help actually pop that eyeshadow color. It's going to brighten the eyelid, but also when you use concealer on your eyelid like this, it helps disguise or camouflage any imperfections like darkness. Sometimes we have purple veins that are obvious, things like that. So this is a great way to get started with a good, bold, or dramatic eyeshadow look. She's now going in to choose her base eyeshadow color, which is definitely what I recommend. So you're going to start with something cream colored, not a cream in consistency, like a cream product. What I mean is an off-white or cream color she's using as a base for this particular look. It doesn't always have to be a cream though. If you're doing a cut crease or even a smoky eye, your lightest shade could be, a different color, but start with the lightest shade for the look that you've chosen. You can see there the student is sampling it. She wanted to see how creamy or powdery it was, and in fact it is a powder. So Yulisa is going to finish just buffing that cream colored powder into the eyelid there. Looks beautiful. You can see already how it's brightened so much. Now she's gotten her next shade of eyeshadow and she's just tapping it off. She'll just swirl her eyeshadow brush in there gently, tap it off, and now she's going into the crease here, keeping it darker on the outer corner. Just patting and tapping that second shade in there. And now a little bit of a swirl and buff. So you start by applying that deeper shade on the outer corner. You don't start by flinging it all over your eye. So get it placed right there where you want it to be most accentuated, and then just begin to blend it. It's looking really good. You can see already how it's added some great depth to the crease of my eye. Especially being almost 50 now, I do have hooded lids, so this really helps kind of bring a brightness to the bottom lid and a depth to that crease. Absolutely love this look on myself. It's a really simple look to achieve. We're going into depth right now because, this was in our class. We were teaching every little step, but we really want to keep it easy for you. So just going in with a little more eyeshadow here, just deepening the look. It's already been achieved, but we're just making sure it's good and deep. Lots of pigment there. She's using a beautiful burnt orange type color, which is great because it's going to warm up my face, of course. If you've got any type of darkness around the eyes, dark circles, or dark on top, this burnt orange type shade or something like a warm neutral helps kind of color correct that, but also the warm neutrals pop my blue eyes. You'll see when I open my eyes, it really adds to the brightness. It's very lovely. So now she's going for a third shade and she's explaining that. She's going to use a really pretty cocoa brown. I absolutely love. It's It's very, very deep, like cocoa. It's not like a golden brown. It's a little bit deeper than that. Right now, Yulisa is talking about how she put the cream color all over the lid. Then she went in with the second shade in the crease, and now with this deeper shade. She'll use the same method, but keep it almost on a smaller scale than the second shade was. So really, same method, same technique almost, but a little bit smaller in the area that she applies it in. So you can see it's working really well to add that extra depth, define that outer corner of my eye, leaving behind the lighter part there on the inner corner. And there she goes, right on top of those two colors. She's still just adding a little bit more, transitioning it up. And she's just using a very small amount of product at a time. She just barely sort of bounces that eyeshadow brush off the top of the eyeshadow in order to just get a little bit of product on that brush. You can see there she's explaining really in some great depth to the students. Now back into blending, bringing it up towards the brow. Don't just leave it right in the crease. Definitely, my friends, start swirling and buffing it up towards that brow. We tend to leave it in this little tiny area in the crease, so you definitely want to bring that up. All right, she's talking about how you could continue on with lashes at this point if you wanted, but we're going to go in with some Smoky liner and a couple of other great tricks to show you how to really sharpen up this look. We're definitely taking this one all the way. You can see she's explaining quite a bit. I'm being very patient. It was a great class though. We learned quite a bit. All right, so she's talking about at this point how she has not wanted to add black, like a black eyeshadow. We really want to keep this nice and a beautiful warm neutral, but still having depth.
This is my medium shade. If they want to deepen it a little bit more.
Now you can definitely deepen this if you'd like to with a little bit of black on the outer corner. Just use it as more of a shadow rather than adding black. You can shadow it in a little bit if you need more depth. Maybe your skin tone is deeper than mine and you need that extra depth, and that's okay. You can see Yulisa is bringing that deeper color into the lash line right here with a smaller brush, still swirling and keeping it nice and smoky, but we keep it super close to the lash line. We don't want to bring it up too high, and you don't want to bring it in toward the nose too far. You'll lose a lot of that bright, beautiful eyelid on the inner corner that we've already achieved. So keeping it on the outer corner, now you can see how it's connected beautifully there. Adding some amazing definition right there. And actually what's happening is it's giving the appearance of a thicker lash line. Amazing. Great trick. If you're like me and you're getting near 50, or if you're over 50 and you've lost some of your lashes, or if they're thinning or turning gray, that actually causes your features to lighten up and almost look a little washed out. So this definition is really helpful. But keeping it very well blended and just really nice and soft is the trick. Now we are talking to the students about keeping that inner corner matte or shimmer right there where Yulisa is pointing at that bright inner corner of mine. You could leave that matte, or you could add a little shimmer, which I love shimmer. I don't really say let's go for glitter, but man, I really love some shimmer there because it can catch the light and really pop it out. You can see right there she's talking about that half moon shape. We want to really accentuate that half moon there. So with that curved brush, we're just adding a little extra right there. You can see how it's going to catch the light. Amazing, amazing. It looks beautiful and bright. And it just sort of blends in with that deeper brown she did on the outer corner. It's beautiful and bright. She's just adding a little extra shimmer there. I sometimes like to use my ring finger to add shimmer because it can catch a little more product on there. You don't have the concern of flinging it around, which you have to be real careful with shimmer. You don't want to get that under the eye. Now she's going back to her first brush that she used to really blend in that darker color, because she's going to do a little bit of back blending and bringing that color back over towards the middle. So that's really key in this look, is getting those two areas to really integrate well, to blend, because you don't want a definition there between the light and the darker shade. Getting it really well blended is so key. You can see she's just brilliant at that. Amazing work. But it does take a little extra time. Now, when you're doing this on yourself, it won't take this long. Just remember, we were teaching a makeup class at this point, so we wanted to get all of the tips and all of the instruction in. I'm right now explaining to the students how Yulisa had been showing this look step by step. But when you actually get in there and start doing it, just start blending. You don't have to be super technical with this, just keeping everything in mind that blend it, keep it soft, darker on the outside, fade toward the nose, and allow that light, bright pop on the inner corner. See, when I open, it looks amazing. I don't know if you're looking at your screen close enough to see when I open my eye, the blue in my eye just pops beautifully because of those warm neutrals that she chose. And for the shimmer on the inner corner, I believe she used gold there, so what a great compliment. Now she's adding a little more of a glitter pop to it, and this is a product that she loves. The makeup artists here at the Beauty Bar, they all love this. It's just in a little tiny pot, and it's like a pure shimmer you can add right on top. So she already put a shimmer eyeshadow there. It looked beautiful, like from a highlighter palette, or even from your eyeshadow palette, but adding a little bit of this like super fine glittery shimmer on top really catches extra light. And she did do that with her ring finger. It's important that you get something that, you know, can really pick up the product like a fingertip. If you've got long nails, that may be a little more difficult, but typically that will work the best. Now we are going forward into the next step, and she's choosing, I believe, a brown eyeliner. We're going to go in and start at the lash line. Nope, she's using black, which is even better that you can see it. She's using that black eyeliner right at the lash line, getting right down there where the hairs grow out. Get it in there, and just on the outer corner, she's explaining how you would just kind of jiggle it right at the hairline and pull it out toward the outer corner of the eye. And she's going to show you an amazing way to make a smoky liner, so you don't have to sculpt and create a wing liner and worry about being a perfectionist. This is really an easy, simple way to add that definition. It looks beautiful, nice and smoky. And especially if you're like me and you have that hooded eyelid, that beautiful eyeliner that you work forever for might just disappear when you open your eye anyway. So she's just getting in there with a little bit of eyeliner, keeping it thicker on the outer corner. It fades in toward my nose, just like about everything else we put on the eye. It gets thinner and thinner and disappears into the eye, to the lash line. Definitely thicker on the outer corner, and now she's just going to smudge it out with that little brush. Amazing. That's a great trick too, because if you're not good at getting your eyeliner perfectly straight, this really helps. You can just make sure you get it thicker on the outer corner, fade toward the nose, and then just smudge it out. Amazing. Smudging it in. There we go. And you've got that beautiful, smoky, soft definition that's going to make a great foundation for mascara and then a false eyelash. Taking a little extra time to smudge it in, she actually pulled it out just a little bit to create the illusion of a winged eyeliner. But you can see that it was very simple for her to just get in there and smudge that right out. She's working a little more on it, just making sure it's blending into the lashes. You could easily do this with your ring finger or a small eyeshadow brush, however you're comfortable. If you're like me and you don't see very well, sometimes it's easier to just use your ring finger for this smudging when you're doing your own eyeliner. That way I can just feel where I'm smudging instead of having to see where I'm smudging. The challenges of being almost 50, right? There we go. You can see she's pulling it out just a little bit with that small brush, just to give that illusion of that winged liner. Doesn't that look great? But definitely she could have just stopped right there where she was smudging and blending. Absolutely one of my most favorite looks. Look how it elongated my eye right there too. That's incredible. It gives the look of a much larger eye. It accentuates that lash line and just gives a great professional look too. Now we're getting a little bit of mascara. Even though she will be using a false eyelash, a little mascara is important. It helps disguise the tips of my lashes that are typically lighter than the false lash, and it helps them stand up a little bit better so they'll blend into that false eyelash. All right, there we go. Looking good. I'm loving it already. All right, now got a little mascara going there. We'll go into the false lash selection. Say that 5 times fast. And add a little bit of eyeshadow underneath on the bottom lash line for definition. But once this look is complete with the false lash, you will be amazed at how professional it looks. We can clean up that outer corner with a little bit of concealer or even just a little foundation. There she goes with that eyeshadow underneath for that extra definition. Just the darkest color of eyeshadow that you use. Just put a little bit right there under the eye. Now she's doing a little cleanup, keeping it nice and bright under there. Using her little smudger just to make sure it's really nice and blended in. And then she will go into the false lash for an incredible completed look. Well, there we have it. Looks amazing. Look how it popped the inner corner of my eye, brightened it up. I have that incredible cut crease look that is so popular, but a simple way to do it that can really be worn on almost any shaped eye and almost any age eye. And I hope that you have a good time duplicating this. I certainly love it. It's one of the easiest to do. And don't forget what a difference that false eyelash makes. So if you're not great with eyelashes, give them a try. They do take a little bit of practice. But my friends, I hope you give this eyeshadow look a try. I certainly love doing it, and I hope that you do too.